Here we go again. State lawmakers have audited how almost $100 million in taxpayer money for child care was spent on nearly 20,000 low-income children.
The audit found it's possible the state is being bilked by more than $10 million, with state-funded babysitters, daycare centers, and preschools cooking their books and fudging their attendance numbers. The audit also questions whether these programs are actually helping kids get ready for kindergarten, and if CYFD knows how to oversee the money it's handing out to these programs. But there was something else in that report that's downright frightening. Evidence that CYFD has registered homes as child care providers that have the same addresses as registered sex offenders. Here's News 13's Alex Goldsmith with how CYFD dropped the ball.
Jess, CYFD says it's an issue they're solving, but some lawmakers are wondering how it happened in the first place.
A lengthy report from the Legislative Finance Committee uncovered a lot of issues with how child care for kids in need is being handled. But perhaps the most glaring one is where some of those kids were being taken care of. Babysitters can get reimbursed for taking care of other people's kids if they register with the state.
We check their background when we register them as recipients. Primarily, the registration is to make them qualified to receive the food care services.
But there's a problem. The addresses of those homes aren't checked against the sex offender registry. Auditors found 3 Albuquerque area homes of providers approved by CYFD were also the home addresses of registered sex offenders. The revelation infuriated some lawmakers.
It should have never been the case. It would never be a safe situation to have those kids in those homes with a sex offender.
We immediately responded to that. It was of great concern to us.
CYFD Secretary Yolanda Berumendenes says her department is working with DPS to fix the problem.
What we are doing now is working towards a fully automated system by the end of the year where we will be able to regularly cross-check against the sex offender registry.
Now, as for the homes themselves, CYFD refused to tell us where they were located specifically. That means we don't know what the sex offenders living in those homes were convicted of doing. Back to you.
Okay, Alex, the audit also dug up another concern. A number of state-funded child care providers are directly across the street or next door to registered sex offenders. Right now, there are no laws restricting where sex offenders can live unless they're on probation.